What is up, guys? In today's video, I want to basically just break down in the simplest, most purest form, the different types of e-commerce businesses you can get started with, what the typical budget to get started with for each one basically entails, pros and cons of each, just to help you guys decide, what to do. Because right now, in just this day and age, the internet space, the social media space, everything is so new. Okay, it might feel like it's been around for a while. It's just because you've been here, right? But in the scheme of things, there's a lot of opportunity right now to capitalize on, and a lot of people are looking into e-commerce, right? Looking to get started in e-commerce. So I want to break down a few different methods that are very, very popular for you guys, so you guys can get started with, okay? So the first one is the one that I had my initial success with. Okay, so this is called dropshipping. All right, dropshipping is when you don't need to ever hold inventory if you don't want to hold inventory. Okay, so what I mean by that is that you'll be working with a supplier, okay, in China, in the US, wherever you initially find one. All right, you have a website, okay, supplier, website, customers over here. Okay, a customer go to your website, purchase a product, you take that money, okay, and their information, right, and you go to the supplier and then ship it to your customer, okay? So in the form of it, like, you're drop shipping. So you're never actually holding product when you're doing this, okay, guys? So again, with drop shipping, people like it because, one, the capital required to get started is very, very small, okay? So you can literally get started for less than $100 and get everything set up and live, right? Although, ideally, marketing-wise, you want to be able to have your money to market. That's the same for any business, though, across the board. But for dropshipping, it's just so popular because you can get started with nothing, because you don't need to buy inventory up front. You don't need to buy all this stuff up front. You can just make a website on Shopify, right? Get yourself sorted, and then launch, and you use the customer's money, or you use the orders that you get. You only spend money when you've already made money, okay? That's the beauty of dropshipping. That's why a lot of people are fans of it, and that's why I initially got started with it and then found success in it, okay, guys? So that's the simplest form of dropshipping and what that is, all right? Now, the next one, okay, let me backtrack. I'm gonna talk about the cons of dropshipping first, because there's reasons people don't like it as well. So cons that most of the times, right, when you first get started, you're working with suppliers in China because that's the easiest method to find suppliers and just the easiest go-to route right now. But with that being said, you get long shipping times, okay? So shipping times, there's e-packet, there's different methods of doing it, but the cheapest, most cost-effective form for you as a business owner, as a store owner, is e-packet, all right? That's gonna take 12 to 20 days on average, just for mainly like US, Europe, like the bigger sort of like populated areas, right? Now, other like third world countries and stuff that you get orders from can take a lot longer than 12 to 20 days, and that's just one reason that people aren't a big fan of dropshipping. That's one reason that some merchant processors like Stripe, PayPal are not usually big fans of dropshipping either, is because longer shipping times means more upset customers if you can't manage them properly, okay? And with that being said, you get more chargebacks or refund requests, right? Again, if you manage it properly, if you set up the right systems in place, that's usually not a big issue, and there's many workarounds, okay? But that's just one reason people aren't a big fan. Now, that being said, that is kind of what dropshipping is. Again, pros, just to recap, very, very, very low capital needed to get started, all right? And cons is longer shipping times. Now, the next one I want to talk about is print on demand, which is basically drop shipping, but easier, like without the main con of the long shipping time, right? Because that's the biggest one with drop shipping. Now, print on demand is you're typically designing products, okay? So you are selling your own products, like graphic designs, that when a customer purchases on your store, again, you're not ordering inventory up front, okay? You don't need to do any of that as well. But you take that customer's money when you get an order, and a manufacturer, supplier, a screen printing company will put your design on like a t-shirt, a sweater, whatever that is, and then ship it to your customer, okay? Yeah, so print on demand is similar to dropshipping in the sense that you don't need inventory, again, very, very low capital required. But the biggest con of print on demand is because it is print on demand, like they are like literally screen printing your designs on a product once you get an order. Your margins are usually a little bit worse than dropshipping, okay? Again, this is all, you can change that by like branding angle, but that's the same with any e-commerce store, is you can change your marketing and then increase your prices depending on how you're branding your stores, right? But again, with print on demand, that's the biggest con, is your margins are usually not as good. But again, very low capital to get started. You sell your own designs, right? You're not selling products you already find in China or whatever supplier. It's basically your own designs. Like, they are unique to you, your store, whatever that is. But your margins are not as good. Shipping times are fine, okay, but your margins are not as good. Okay, guys? So that's print on demand in its general sense for you. Okay. Now, the next one I want to talk about is FBA, or Amazon FBA, which is also very popular. Now this one takes a little bit more capital. So this one initially you're probably gonna be looking at $2,000 to $3,000 minimum just to get your foot in the door with Amazon FBA, okay? Now what that means is you're still working with suppliers, okay, in China, whatever that is, but you're basically branding it as yourself. You're working with more of on, so like with drop shipping, you're working on AliExpress mostly if you're working with suppliers in China, okay? And then with FBA, you're mostly using Alibaba, you know, DHgate, there's a bunch of other stuff, right? But in the simplest form, you're working with suppliers to order in bulk, okay? So this is why you need a little bit more capital required. You have to order in bulk, ship it to Amazon's facilities, okay? And then do some stuff on Amazon to get your product listed and get it ranked, and then do, you know, ads or whatever you're doing to get, you know, to make money on Amazon. Now that is very, very hands-off for you. You don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. You know, Amazon, like they handle everything shipping-wise, product-wise, product fulfillment, all that kind of stuff. But it takes a lot more than dropshipping print on demand does to get your foot in the door, right? And it's a whole different sense because with dropshipping, with print on demand, even with the next one I'm going to be talking about, you have your own website, okay? So you control your brand image, you control your branding. You, in terms of marketing, you're spending ads, you know, you're buying ads on Facebook, Instagram shoutouts to drive traffic to your store. Okay, that's what you're doing. With Amazon FBA, it's not the same. You're not branding it. You're not, you know, creating a social media presence. You're not doing all this other stuff. You're on Amazon and you're paying Amazon for ads on Amazon most of the time to get ranked, to get more product sales. Okay, so it's a little bit of a different space. Again, I just want to break everything down for you guys so you guys can kind of see which ones you guys prefer, which ones you guys are able to kind of pursue right now, this current state of the market. So that is basically Amazon FBA again, which is nice because again, it's pretty automated once you know what you're doing. It's just a little bit of a different field or space in terms of marketing, right, than prime and dropshipping. Now, the last one I want to talk about, guys, I'm basically combining this private label / white labeling. What that is, it's basically, imagine you combined all three of those into one thing. Now, preferably, right, my opinion is this is the best form of e-commerce, but it takes a lot more experience and it takes more capital than most of these other ones, right? So the private label, white label, you're working with suppliers wherever you find them, okay? You're getting your logo on your own products, right? You're branding it as your own. So again, you have your own website, okay? You have your own social media presence, you're driving traffic, you're creating a brand image around your products, all right? But then they're your products, so you've ordered them in bulk already. Your margins are much better than drop shipping, print on demand, anything like that, okay? And you're really like, that is basically owning your own brand or company, right? With drop shipping, with print on demand and stuff like that, it gets your foot in the door in the e-commerce space, which is why I suggest people start with drop shipping or something like that, because again, it's super, super cheap to get started, okay? But ultimately, like, I want you guys to realize, like, the end goal, at least in terms of e-commerce, that I want you guys to at least keep in mind is eventually building your own brand, getting your own products, private labeling, having inventory, right? You know, putting your inventory into a pick and pack center or a warehouse fulfillment center, anything like that, where they'll just manage that for you, right? But that is the end goal, just because your margins are so good. You have complete control over your brand identity, your branding, your imagery, your marketing, all this kind of stuff, and it's truly like yours. Okay, guys. So like again, just to recap with you know, private label versus white label, that's basically doing everything yourself. Margins are very good, shipping times very good because you have the product, you have your own warehouses, you have your own fulfillment places, okay? And I mean, the only real cons is just that it takes more money to get started, right? So typically I would suggest people to have, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 just to get started, just to have everything get set up, get products, have enough to get marketing. Obviously, if you have more for that, it's a lot easier to get the ball running. But again, guys, so that's just like kind of basically the four main types of e-commerce that you guys could potentially get started in and look into. All right, so there's, you know, again, drop shipping, print on demand, Amazon FBA, private label, white label. Okay, guys, this is the most expensive one, private label / white labeling. Okay, Amazon FBA is probably the second most expensive one, and then print on demand and drop shipping both are very, very cheap to get started. But then again, print on demand, your margins are very low. Drop shipping, your margins are usually a lot better than print on demand. Again, it's about how you brand yourself and anything like that, like I teach in my other videos in my course or whatever. But all this kind of stuff. So there's four main ones that you guys can get started in. Okay, guys. So again, depending on your budget, depending on your experience level, right? If you're brand new, if you're fresh, if you just found out what the internet was or e-commerce was the other day, then dropshipping, print on demand is probably where you want to be, all right? Amazon FBA, again, you can be a beginner to this space and go into Amazon FBA, but again, you just need a bigger budget, all right? I know a lot of my audience or a lot of people watching this, right? They're young, they're either new to this space or they don't have a huge budget to play with. dropshipping program is where I would suggest you guys go, okay? Now, if you have experience in marketing, if you have experience in e-commerce already, and you have a big budget, private label, white label, 100%. Without a doubt, that's where you want to be, okay? And that's where you want to grow a brand, grow a social media presence, because that ultimately gives the biggest payoff for yourself, okay guys? So that is a super quick video. I just want to break down these 4 different types of e-commerce methods that you guys can get started with depending on where you're at in your current situation, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to comment. I respond to everybody's comments. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to check the description for just all the information, everything I talk about, free shit, everything. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.